another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello and welcome to the 2024-25 APTA Tour. We're live from the Huntington Country Club, bringing you the Long Island and Duane Hayden Invitationals with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors Volley and Corian. Tournament support has been provided by the Men's LIPTA League, the Long Island Platform Tennis Association. I'm Lauren Mandel, along with Denise Murphy, and we're bringing you this men's round of 16 match between the number 3 seeds, Russell Benkaim and Gabe Friedrich, and their opponents, Ozzy Benitez and Javier Ferrin-Kranewitter. And you can see them all gathering on the court. So we're gonna have a little while here before we get started because the umpire's gotta get up in the chair. You see on the side of the court closest to us, in the deuce court, is Gabe Friedrich in the white hat, and his partner in the ad court, Russell Benkaim, and their opponents on the far side of the court. In the ad court is Javi Ferrin-Kranewitter, who we're just going to call Javi from now on, and Ozzy Benitez. And we're going to have a little while before we get started here. But these two pairs had a very different road to this match. Benkaim and Friedrich won 6-0, 6-0 quickly, and Javi and Benitez just got off the court a little while ago. They had a really close 3-set match. So we'll see if they have any effects from that, or, you know, sometimes a team that's been sitting for a long time, they get cold and it's harder for them, so we don't know. We have our umpire up in the chair, Mike Kaczynski.
You need a water or anything?
Yes, now it is. It wasn't.
Are you there, Denise?
Lauren.
Hi there.
Hi. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm glad to be here with you to call this match.
I'm glad to hear you. I'll again say who we have on this side of the court. We have in the ad court in the black hat, we have Russell Benkaim and his partner in the deuce court, Gabe Friedrich. And on the other side of the court, in the green hat and gray pants, we have Ozzy Benitez and his partner, Javi Ferrin-Kranewitter, who we're just going to call Javi. He doesn't mind us shortening it, and that'll make it easier for us. And I was just saying that Javi and Benitez had a really long 3-set match that just finished, and their opponents won 6-0, 6-0 very quickly. So a different way of getting to this round of 16, and I'm sure this is going to be a good match. Javi has a ton of experience, and all these guys are, I haven't seen Benitez play, but the rest of them are all very talented, experienced players, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. There's going to be a lot coming out, a lot of spin. I'm looking forward to seeing the matchup here. Third seeds coming in, and my guess is obviously have the upper hand, but you never know. On any given day, one team can have, be on or have a certain weapon that is pretty destructible to the opponent. So looking forward to watching this match and calling it with you, Lauren.
Yes, me too.
The sun is out, but all these players are so experienced. They get used to positioning in a different way, heading up. So the sun probably is not going to be much of a factor at all. It's interesting. I love that it's becoming more and more popular, Lauren, that underhand serve. So
yeah,
stays low, the traditional serve. So we'll see how that.
Yeah, we see it a lot more in the men's than in the women's, but we see a lot of it in the men's game. And it's harder than it looks to pull off well, but but when done well, the ball stays so low that it's hard for the returner to get on top of the ball and drive it down at your feet. And the returns are just getting so good in the game that these guys had to find a way to keep the ball below the height of the net.
What's funny, Lauren, is I feel like the more the season goes on and the longer these men's matches go, I've heard talk of revamping rules and everything just to make it almost harder and keeping the points shorter, because it's just these guys get everything, no matter what you give them, some of these points can literally last minutes. So it'll be exciting to see what happens in this match. All right, so it looks like we've got Driedrich ready to take us out and serve. And I like how both teams taking time. Basically, they're probably assessing based on the warm-up and what they know about each other, what game plan they're going to start off with, and I'm sure it's going to change as the match goes on. All right, so Driedrich's serve, and we've got Benitez returning on the deuce side. Your classic shoulder high, let it fly.
A good rule for everyone to follow.
Yes, yes.
And that underhand or sidearm serve, it looks so simple, but it's hard to do it properly, and it's pretty easy to miss. Everyone thinks it's so easy to do, but it's not. Benkaim has lots of different spins, and I'm sure we'll see them all. You see, this is a good spin biting overhead he has. So that spin really jumped out from the start.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see, Lauren, if as the match progresses, if each team, when they get to the net, if somebody's going to be the primary overhead taker or not. A lot of teams defer to keeping one person kind of up, where they switch so that one person is always taking majority of the overhead. So We'll see if that plays out or if both people are proficient doing both drive stopper and overhead king, so to speak.
Benitez scrambling. Bobby with a traditional serve, big serve.
Mm-hmm. It's a great lob. Another great lob, pulling him out of position.
That's a dangerous, dangerous overhead. You saw it just sit up in the screen.
Mhm.
And Benkaim had a good look at that backhand drive, but didn't execute.
Well, and I always think it's interesting to see where people prefer serving from. You can see Haverly's serving from way out in the doubles alley. He's looking for.
He got that angle he wanted, right? Got
Yeah, he
it
did.
up right in the nick.
Mm-hmm. And as a result, look, you know, Benkaim's positioned way over to still take that as a forehand on the return of serve. You know, I would say, Lauren, that's a classic missed volley because of just the slight, you know, the colder conditions. I feel like if it was 10 degrees warmer, that volley would be over with plenty of clearance. It's just you need to give this ball a little extra energy on those off-pace probing drives.
Yeah, we've had such a warm early winter in the Northeast here that it's only the last week or two that it's actually been cold. So paddle's definitely different now than it was a week or two ago.
It's one of the awesome things about this game. It's just a different game. That the colder the temperatures get, you have to change so much about your position, your shot, the paces you hit at.
Right, it's not like tennis where the surface changes, but the temperature really makes, I mean, summer paddle and winter paddle are completely different species.
Great backhand from Benkaim.
He let it go through, but, you know, right on a warmer day, Benkaim would have run that down, but good drive, and we're at 1-all. These guys are playing quickly.
Yeah. A nice jam serve. Ball that came right back at him.
Tough nick.
Tough ball. Yeah, they've had a number of nicks so far.
Yeah.
And their nick percentage is pretty good. I wish I had that percentage.
It's pretty high in the first 5 minutes of the match. It's a phenomenal return. It's exactly what you want. Hitting it down, force them to, it's either going to force an arrow or force them to volley up. I mean,
That's
look where he's returning the serve from.
I just love that their combination of overhead so far is super effective. They're pulling them out of position and then just finding the open court and putting the ball there, really keeping them on the run and off balance. Wow.
Game, Benkaim Driedrich. They lead 2-1 first set.
Wow. Well, in contrast to the last
Fast.
match that we called, Denise, where the first 3 games of the women's final, I think, took 30 or 40 minutes.
Uh-huh.
This is some quick paddle. A lot of flashy shots and big rollers and a lot of nicks, and it's 3 games and very quickly.
Yeah. My guess is they're gonna settle in, you know, lengthen these points, just kind of get a groove. But it's tough to do at this level when you hit a short lob. You know, it's hard to catch up with the, you know, the talent that's out here on the court. One mistake can cost you. You might miss it on the first one, you might miss it on the second, but eventually you're you're going down the tubes unless you at least put up a neutral lob, which keeps them from catching those side screens.
Okay, Ozzy Benitez serving.
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes a team can make you feel like you have to hit great shots, and I feel like good shots can keep you in this game. And the longer these points go, I feel like Benitez and Javi are gonna be happy with the results. But so far, these are very fast points.
That forehand didn't really have much of a chance because he was falling back sideways.
Yeah. Another nick.
30-15.
And those balls are flying out of the nick. It's not just a soft pop. I mean, it might look like, you know, not as difficult when you're watching from the screen, but when it's zipping out like Mach 5, that's a tough ball to get back.
Yeah, and you know, you always want to go, when you see a ball going into the nick, you want to run up the side and your partner comes to the middle to try to get it there, but sometimes it shoots out in a diagonal like that, and it's hard to catch up to.
Another great return by Benkaim, just low. I love how well, I want to look at this again, but Friedrich's right up on the net.
Yep.
When Benkaim's hitting over. I mean, he's just looking for that drive to intercept.
30-40.
Was that between the legs? Like it.
That's amazing. The first volley is usually difficult anyway to get back, then they may turn into a tweener.
Yeah.
It's almost insulting for the average Joe playing this game. A great shot. Forced an error on he got jammed. Friedrich does a tough shot to turn into an offensive play. Tough volley to miss, but I like that they tried a different formation. They went eye on that last play.
Missed return?
Yeah. Like you said, Lauren, quick points.
Yeah.
Wow.
That really stayed low. It didn't come out at all off of the second screen. That's a great overhead.
Yeah. Benkaim just put so much spin on that. Yeah, it just bit hard. It didn't even make it. It looked like it was barely making it to the back screen.
I mean, these guys are tagging the ball. They are just cracking it. All
You know,
of it.
I'd love to see these points just develop. Like I
That was
like
the
that.
first soft overhead, I think.
Yes. Yes. And try it. You know, I think
30-15.
less is more sometimes. Well, notice these lobs. Well, that's the one that almost brings Driedrich out of the service box. But for the most part, these are short, and that's why they're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's a great lob
Bobby
right there.
was surviving those
Yes.
overheads, and he did a
Yes.
great job. He finally got he got one that he kind of spiked, but he was just trying to stay alive.
40-15.
Yes.
Game, Benkaim, Driedrich. They lead 4-1, first set.
Okay, a little word from our sponsor, Volley. Train in real game scenarios with serve and volley, the world's first responsive play drill. Volley's new AI-powered feature tracks your position, the ball, and returns every serve for targeted practice. Try it today on the Volley app.
Well, I
Alright.
mean, I gotta think that it would behoove Javi and Benitez to maybe slow this down a little bit. It looks to me like Benkaim and Driedrich are happy making this, you know, a crazy fast match. So, and so far they've gotten the best of them. So I think that that's what I would try to do if I were the other guys.
1-15.
Yeah, I mean, I would take every opportunity to just slow this down and play at their pace. Sometimes you feel like you're forced to play at the pace of your opponents, and perhaps they're not as comfortable doing that.
Got him there with that drive. Didn't look ready for it.
That was going to be big. That was going to be big.
That was a love 40 swing.
Yes. Again, that middle ball. Just that reset. Just get settled in and just keep. Sometimes the more angle you give, the more you get.
Game, Benkaim, Driedrich.
You see, as soon as they hit a hard overhead there, they were in trouble. Benkaim was all over it. Those balls are sitting up so high, and he loves to drive them out of the screen.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for it if it sits up again. Us quality teams like we have out here, all four of them, are mistakes made, and you're gonna feel it. Benkaim's serve is really, really effective. It's just pinning Javi against that side screen.
Yeah, and he's got Benitez running all over. I mean, he missed the first one this game, but he's got, and the second one.
15-30.
Hmm.
15-40.
Unlucky. Usually those drop in the cold. Oh, the cutter.
30-40.
That'll do it. He
Yeah. It's just drop shots. In my opinion, is the only shot that it's a great overhead by Benkaim. Again, just going for the nick. I feel like that ball is within inches of the nick. And it's hard to read, and it comes out funky.
Advantage, Benkaim, Driedrich.
he got it. Got the line there.
Wow. Yep.
That's a 5-1.
Yeah.
A 5-1 shot, but you know what? He hits those shots. Both of those guys do, and when they're making them, watch out. I mean, that was
Yeah.
a pretty comprehensive beatdown that set.
Very fast.
And I really think that they're going to have to slow things down a little bit and try to make Benkaim and Driedrich play longer points if they want to make this a closer second set, which I'm sure they do. And we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome to the Cutter Challenge, brought to you by Volley.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Duane Hayden Long Island Invitationals in Long Island, New York, with this round of 16 men's match between Russell Benkaim and Gabe Driedrich and Javi Ferrin and Ozzy Benitez. And the first set went to Benkaim and Driedrich 6-1. And it was a pretty dazzling display of big shots and cutters and nicks and very quick play.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna. If I were Benitez and Javi, I would slow things down. On the far court, we've got Javi on the. He's serving, and at the net is Benitez, and returning right now is Benkaim, and on the due side, the white hat is Driedrich.
30-0.
So yeah, that was very fast and furious, and if I were Benitez and Javi, I would personally I'd start hitting more of the resets, the middle overheads, deep and low, and see what happens, because the more angle they give them, the more you get.
Yeah, I mean, and Benkaim and Driedrich are going for big shots on almost every ball. So, I mean, if they give them an opportunity to miss. Oh, we just missed that volley.
But again, that's what pressure does. Benkaim hit that return and came in, and you know, Javi tried to do a little bit too much with it. Wow.
They're playing so fast. Like,
So fast.
They're barely.
I mean, we're still commenting on the
Right,
the
on
point
the-
before, and the next point's over. Ooh, I like that crafty probing drive. Yeah.
shot.
That was better. That's a better point. Just like to see more longer. But it's tough when you're fielding the big returns right off the box. Yeah.
And all the spin, and he thought about cutting that one, didn't he? Didn't need to.
Benkaim, Driedrich.
Let's see if Benkaim goes for a huge forehand here. Serve was too good.
Yeah. I mean, Lauren, we haven't seen one middle overhead hit between them. That's hurt them. I would love to see more of that. You know, for again, more deep, low and slow to the reset, to that baseline team.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Benkaim and Driedrich like playing at this pace, but I think that the other team does too, and unfortunately for them, they're just not doing it as successfully. So they're the ones who have to change it up.
Yeah. But I mean, to Benkaim and Driedrich's, like a nod to them. You know, when you're playing a team that can make you, like, forces you into positions or shots that you don't want to, that's just a testament to how good their shots are. You know? I mean,
yeah, I mean, they're doing a really good job of making Javi and Benitez uncomfortable.
yeah. And another nick, and I feel like the sun played a role in that one because he had to look back to get that nick, and it's based on where their shadows are, that sun was right in his eyes. Tough shot for Javi to navigate.
Yeah, the sun looks like it's pretty bright. Did he miss it?
I don't know, it's tough. My eyes were literally, I got punked on that one. I thought it was going to the side screen on the deuce side. And he ended up switching at the last minute.
The umpire agreed that it was out.
Okay. Great get by Benkaim. That's a great get. Not only runs it down, but then flips it and puts the opponents on the defensive. That's just a great shot by Benkaim. Oops. Good get by. It's a great get by Benitez. He just kept his feet going in that one, which is so important on those low balls that come out. Not to stop on contact, but to continue moving through that shot.
Yeah, fast feet, slow hands.
Game, Benkaim, Driedrich. They need 2 love, second set.
Boy, that spin's really creating a lot of trouble. All right, looks like they're gonna go I formation here. Javi in the middle. Benitez serving.
See if Benitez can get a hold here.
Oh.
Love 15.
And I feel like on almost every point that Benkaim is getting a high drive out of the screen, and it's pointing the point, tilting the point in his team's favor.
That's a great ball by Javi.
15 all.
Little inside out backhand volley, a second one in a row.
He should keep doing that.
I know, by Javi, it's hard. That's hard to read because all he has to do is just, it's a last minute adjustment. It's tough ball to track.
All.
God, I think he was getting Javi in the head. Wow, that's her. That's scary.
30-40.
That was a big return. Benkaim, wow. Or was that, no, that was Friedrich's.
Yeah, yeah, but they're both hitting huge returns on every serve.
Game, Benkaim Friedrich. They lead 3-love, second set.
It's all going Benkaim.
Benkaim Friedrich won the first 6-1.
I mean, you know, credit to them. They're making this a very uncomfortable match for their opponents. They're hitting the ball a million miles an hour, and they're hitting lots of different spins, and they're just not letting Benitez and Javi get comfortable at all.
Absolutely.
And that's making Benitez and Javi press and try to do too much, and they're speeding up and playing right into Benkaim and Friedrich's hands.
Yeah, I mean, their best bet, like we've mentioned before, is at the net. Just that's when they, I feel like, have the most control, is just to start settling into the middle, hitting their overheads.
Love 15.
I haven't seen one big ball come off when they're going for that reset on the, you know, aiming for the deuce side player's backhand.
Yeah, look, it's certainly worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's a great volley. Gosh.
15 all.
More shots this match, just like clean winners than you normally see in a paddle match.
Yeah. Wow.
Javi hit a great backhand. Benkaim was there.
Benkaim made it look easy.
Yep.
Again, I love the early spin.
15-30.
That free. But again, long points.
He likes that backhand, that slider. Javi really hits that well.
It's crafty because you can't really tell what he's doing because he can easily hit out on that or go up with it. And you can't tell till the last minute. Wow.
So sneaky, he held that for so long. Gosh, Benkaim really has great hands.
That almost looked like a double hit from my vantage point. I mean, it wasn't, but he just held, he like, wow.
40-30.
It's good stuff.
Deuce. Advantage, Benkaim Friedrich.
Lauren, you know what I like about that underhand serve too is Friedrich is able to get in so much faster. Just tossing that ball in front and leaning in. So he's in better position hitting that first volley. He just gets in and set so early.
Game, Benkaim Friedrich. They lead second set, 4-0.
All right. I mean, if you're Benitez and Javi, how do you stop this locomotive that's coming at you?
I don't know, but Benitez just left the court. Maybe he's gonna regroup a little bit. But yeah, it's this has really been a comprehensive steamrolling thus far. Very entertaining though, fun points to watch. I mean, all 4 of these guys have great racket skills and are hitting lots of fun shots, but the whole style of play is all favoring one team.
Yeah, Benkaim and Friedrich, it's just, there are very few errors and just putting so much pressure on. They're just getting after the ball at every chance they get in a high percentage way. Nice pickup there, good coverage. Phenomenal get by Benkaim. And then defense throw up a lot after that. Awesome. Wow.
Smart. Good recovery. Got him.
Okay, that's a great point.
15 love.
That's what I mean.
Really
These
good
points
play.
are fun to watch. We're seeing a little bit of everything. Almost made it.
30
He
love.
actually got there early. I think that's why he missed it wide. He got there way earlier than he thought he did.
$40 love.
Serve. That angle we talked about in the very beginning.
Game,
on the
Benitez
board.
JFK.
Okay.
Benkaim Friedrich lead 4-1, second set.
All right, a little word from our sponsor, Corient. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2024-25 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com. Big shout out to our sponsor, Corient and Raleigh. Without their sponsorship, I mean, it allows us to do what we do here at the APTA, so a big thank you.
Okay,
Love 15.
little life from Benitez and Javi. There's that backhand
15
he
all.
likes that he can move around so well. Just missed it.
$30-15.
You know, the other interesting thing is, you know, you were mentioning Friedrich's serve, the way he hits that sidearm serve and keeps it low, and but it's hard, I
40-15.
think, when you're playing a team who, so Friedrich serves that way, and then Benkaim's got this huge spinny serve that goes out everywhere. You don't get any sort of a rhythm because your two opponents are serving so differently.
Yeah, it's like yin and yang. Slower pace, low with lots of spin, and then just big. And usually that's going right for the nick. Javi does like that little backhand. He does that in various positions on the court.
Yeah, at the net and at the back.
$40-30.
Okay. They have slowed down their overheads a little bit, Lauren. I like it. Their targets might be the same, but they're not giving them as many offensive looks off the screen. That's just, that serve is devastating by Benkaim. Wow.
Game, Benkaim Friedrich. They lead 5-1 second set.
All right, here we go. Benitez serving. Javi at the net. Returning is Driedrich. And Benkaim in the ad side.
Love 15.
It's a rare miss.
Off.
And the pressure at Benkaim coming in, it's hard enough making that first volley off such a awesome return, but then you've on the peripherally, you can see their partner coming in. It puts added pressure on that first volley. Such a good play, especially on such an awesome return.
Go ahead, Al. $15-40.
Double match point.
Okay. Never say never, Lauren. Oh boy. By Benitez.
That was a
Game,
perfect
set,
microcosm of the
match.
match.
Benkaim
That was
Friedrich.
I mean,
Wow.
6-1,
just
6-1.
a dazzling display of
You got it,
of different spins and skills from Benkaim and Friedrich, and they were just too much for Javi and Benitez on this day. So that was a quickie, Denise.
That was. I mean, they were just so solid. They never let him in, and they just kept the pressure on. It's very unnerving when you just feel like you don't have a moment to pause or any relief. It's just coming at you. So best of luck
so
to them
that's-
going forward. So
Yep, they're moving on to the quarters, and that's a wrap from this men's round of 16, and we'll be back with the men's quarterfinals at 2 p.m. Thanks, Denise.
awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Bye-bye.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.